agenda, Clear Lake Shore City Council regular meeting, February 1st, 2022, starting at 6:30. All council members are present. Item 2, pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the Texas flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God.
All right, item number 3, reports from council. Councilman Steve Wardis.
Nothing to report at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Wardis. Councilman Rick Fisher.
Just Parks and Pool Committee, normally their meeting is on the second Tuesday, or Monday of the month, but that's Valentine's Day, so they're going to postpone it until Monday, February 21st. So after we have that, we'll have a full report from Parks and Pool.
Thank you, Mr. Fisher. Councilwoman Monica Leday.
I have nothing to report at this time.
Thank you, Ms. Leday. Councilman Alex Scanlon.
I had a roads and drainage meeting, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, so excited to get that going again. I think we're getting ready to move forward on some more road projects, so you'll hear about those from Richard at the next meeting. Houston, Galveston Area Council and just the Army Corps and everyone is taking public comments right now for regional flooding. If anyone has anything to say about that, the period closes on February 4th, which I think is Friday. So, get your comments in if you have them to say. That's all I've got.
Thank you, Mr. Scanlon. Councilman Randy Cronister.
Like Alex said, roads and drainage met last Thursday. Part of that discussion was we had a meeting with TriTech and Kevin about doing a drainage plan for the island survey all the way across the island.
Thank you, Mr. Cronister. Just a couple notes. Welcome to February. Happy Groundhog Day Eve. It's with a heavy heart to inform everybody that Bill Martin's passing. That's Marlena Hoggett's uncle and kind of like a dad to her, so it's sad to see him pass. And he's been here over 30 years. A lot of history of the city and doing a lot of the concrete work in the area. Also attended the League City State of the City breakfast. It was Mayor Pat Hallisey's last one as mayor. It's been really good to that city, and then we do have a lot of common with their city, even though they're 12 times our size, or actually 120 times our size. But to feel good about the city, and the same thing we have here when we come over our bridge and how nice it is and stuff. They have a lot of the same features some places in their city too. But they're expected to double in size over the next 10 to 20 years, so thinking about all that in traffic, they're trying to stay in front of it, and John Bumgarden is pretty in front of all that stuff. They did report like the I-45 from the 518 to 517 is to complete this year, so hopefully that'll work. And then they also have about 40% still remaining to build out towards 517 in Alvin, so that's kind of hard to believe. Next is just a reminder for everybody, Man Cakes, which is another outstanding event hosted by the CLS Civic Club with Doug Whitmarsh taking lead chef, scheduled for February 12th. Great time to celebrate Valentine's with your loved ones. Next is staff reports. Police Department Chief Keel.
Thank you, Mayor. Council, citizens in attendance. I have the monthly stats for January of 2022. Police Department conducted 223 traffic contacts. There was 1 arrest for driving while intoxicated, 5 narcotics offenses, 1 burglary of a motor vehicle, 1 fraud, 1 assault case, 2 theft cases. We made 33 total arrests. That was including mostly warrant arrests. 3 agency assists, conducted 33 residential checks and 572 business checks. Just to report briefly, the fleet An update on the fleet is 3 of the fleet vehicles have been delivered to Dana Safety for upfitting. The other 2 vehicles have been received from the dealership. We are just waiting on slots to put those in at Dana Safety to have them up there waiting on orders to be filled, and the installations are I'm assuming they're currently underway, but there are some things that are ordered for the cars. So that's just a brief update on that.
Did they give you an updated time on when you should get them back? Ballpark.
The only thing they would commit to was in the next 4 weeks. I don't foresee it taking that long. It could take up to 6 weeks. I don't know, but they would commit to 4 weeks. They do have a lot of cars up there. There's HPD and a lot of different agencies have cars up there. It's a pretty big operation. Yeah, so I told them you hadn't heard about TK, but yeah, they didn't seem to be impressed. Well, one of them we've put to bed. We're just going to try to. The last time we started, it's going to be driving it up there. Hopefully, I don't want to take it up there on the back of a wrecker. The other ones are being gingerly treated and taken care of, and they're our best hope to get to the. Unless we're going to start answering calls on pogo sticks, they're going to have to make it. So we'll figure it out. Questions?
Thanks, Chief. All right, next is Building Official Kevin Harrell.
Thank you, Mayor and Council and citizens. I'll be a high flyover on my report. We had 16 permits since our last meeting. Most of them minor construction. 2 new pools are under construction right now. I still have 8 homes still under construction, different various states of construction. Some sad news if you read my report. Clearwater Express Wash, which is supposed to be next to Chick-fil-A, they could not. I had a conversation with them this afternoon, and they could not resolve their issue with Target, and they are looking somewhere else, unfortunately. Galveston Bay Brewing Company, they are working on their rough ends of their mechanical, electrical, and their plumbing. I have no code cases, and I have 56 waterfront cases because WCC had given me their violation list. That's all I have. If anybody has questions.
Thanks, Mr. Harrell. Next is Clear Lake Shores Kemah Volunteer Fire Department with Chief Rob Zuniga.
Okay, for the month of January, we ran a total of 43 calls. 22 of those are first responder, with 21 of those being fire or other related type of incidents. Our Texas Forestry Service grant for the second high water vehicle has been extended, and it will be upfitted next month in Friendswood by Supreme One once we get our current one back, which they're doing some preventive maintenance and fixing some repairs from the last major weather event that we had. Once that's completed, then we'll officially have both of the high water military trucks completely in service, and the city of Kemah has finally got its ISO rating of 2 back, just like Clear Lake Shores already has. So that will be officially done in the next 30 to 60 days. And thank you to Brent he put us on to municipal bids, so we finally got one of our squad trucks auctioned off. It only took us 6 months, but we got almost 3 times the amount we were going to get initially. So, yeah, absolutely. And that's all I got.
What did you get?
12,500
Wow.
for 2013 with 72,000 miles.
Awesome. We got a trailer coming up maybe later on. All right, thank you. Galveston County Health District, Amy Weber.
Good evening, everyone. For the month of January, made 71 calls. We did give 19 mutual aid to San Leon, Bay Cliff, and League City. Our average shoot time is 1 minute and 32 seconds, And our average response time is 5 minutes and 2 seconds. Most common areas that we're going to are Kemah Boardwalk and the Kemah nightlife areas.
Thanks. How's your staffing going with all the COVID and everything?
So far we're doing really good. So it seems like 3 to 4 out, 3 to 4 back in. So it's going okay so far.
Good.
Hey, Amy,
Thanks.
just a quick question. Do you happen to have a update on the guy that fell from the roller coaster, the construction worker? I know he was in pretty bad shape.
I can't give you a whole lot because of HIPAA, but he's recovering in the hospital, and
Okay, well,
hopefully,
he's recovering.
yes.
They said it was touch and go. They were just wondering if he
He's doing great. Yeah, he's doing great.
Thanks. And City Administrator Brent Spear.
Good evening, council, mayor, citizens. You have my written report. Also attached to my report are the fire stats. Chief forwarded those over late today, so I just made a copy and put them on there. High flyover seemed to be having a lot more meetings remotely, but today did talk with Texas Parks and Wildlife Division. We're going to have an extension on our professional engineering portion of our grant. He apologized for not being more involved, but I'm uploading things to the portal to assist in getting our groundwork laid for the professional drawings and our sealed plans. Everything kind of hinges on that. With Shellmark Engineering, we're probably at 95% with those plans, and I expect an update this week. He thought maybe late last week, but certainly this week, and I will check with him tomorrow. The Daniel Drawer Avenue, that's going to be a very nice connector between 518 and Hanson. I had an on-site meeting on Friday afternoon with Galveston County and the contractor. They anticipate that they're going to have that corridor open for traffic prior to the April, I want to say 14th deadline. There is a delay on the 518 side in that they have ordered some materials and there's an extended delay there, and they don't want to tear that intersection apart prior to getting those parts, so they can put it back together. There may be a slight cost overrun. In talking with Michael Shannon, county does have a little extra money. They may be able to handle it, but asphalt materials may be an overrun depending on what they find under that island. The 60th anniversary banners have been ordered. Did submit that hazard mitigation plan with to county as part of the county-wide plan. Our portion was about 15 pages long, and I think that brings you up to date. I will be at the Office of Emergency Management tomorrow for a meeting on the weather. If you've been watching that, we're anticipating some rain to start possibly overnight, Wednesday night to Thursday. The temperatures, as I've sat in on the weather calls and viewed their materials, they don't anticipate this area to go below freezing. So that primarily is going to be hopefully north of Houston. It does change a little bit, but just be aware. If you have sensitive plants, exposed pipes, those things, please take necessary measures. And it's not going to be anything like Uri, so it will be in and out pretty quickly. Are there any questions? Thank you.
Thanks, Mr.
On the boat ramp, I've had a lot of people mention, earlier on you put some plans out that had all of that as shell. People still think that's still going to be shell, rock, whatever, instead of concrete. We are still concreting that, correct?
Yes, the plan is for concrete.
Can you update that, please?
It is updated. It's on the website with the concrete details. We do have. We're going to also add some type A, or those are the big square drainage receptacles, so we can get drainage out. The problem is that you're really close to the water, so it's going to probably allow some water to come up and water to get out quickly. But yeah, it will be concrete.
So it is on the website.
Yeah, I guess people aren't going to the website. They see the original plan you put out there, and they're still going by that. So there's a lot of chatter going, why are they still doing this? Why are they doing this? I go, it's gonna be concrete. Call Brent.
So where's the original plan? Just, I'm trying, the
I think some people have gone to the actual,
the flash?
they've gone to the, either the Flash or they can go to the Texas Parks and Wildlife website and they see the original submitted plan, but the updated drawings are not there yet. So when those will be submitted as soon as we close them out. But they're aware of our process. Cost-wise, originally there was a possibility of trying to acquire some additional land, so there was money in the budget to try to do that, and that was decided not to move against, and so those monies that were in Land Act could get moved over to paving, and so concrete seems to be the best choice for us, and that's the direction we're going.
Can we go ahead and do another flash report of just it being updated?
We can do that. I really anticipate this week we'll be able
final.
to put it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brent.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Alright, item number 5, public comments. At this time, any person with city-related business may speak to the city council. Topic of discussion must be consistent with an item listed on the agenda. In compliance with the Texas Open Meeting Act, city council may not deliberate. Comments from the public should be limited to a maximum of 3 minutes per individual. Anybody from the public like to address council at this time? Having none. Item 6, any items on the consent agenda that council would like to have pulled? Having none. Any objection to the consent agenda items A and B? Having none, the consent agenda is accepted. Item 7, new business discussion, possible action may be taken on the following items. Item A, resolution 2022-04, a resolution of the city of Clear Lake Shores, Texas, providing that a general municipal election be held on May 7th, 2022 for the purpose of electing 3 aldermen, designating the polling place, providing the form of the ballot for such election, directing the giving of notice of such election, and providing for details relating to the holdings of such election.
Alright, make a motion that we pass resolution 2022-04.
I second it.
Motion by Mr. Fisher, second by Ms. Leday. Any discussion? Having none, all in favor, aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Having none, motion passes. Item B is appoint Eric Ritterhouse to the Waterfront Compliance Committee to fill the vacancy left by Don Milbauer resignation, and his term will expire on 9/30/22, so it's pretty short. And he was the only one that submitted in a nomination form.
If we could, I'd like to make a motion to extend that to the next meeting if we could, so we get a couple more applications in. I've been approached by a few people that would like to put an app in. They just didn't know it was coming up until it popped up on the agenda.
Oh, well, it was out there for a while with the EDC one.
I'll second.
Alright. All in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed, nay? Having none, motion passes. Review and approve excess equipment to be liquidated.
I did submit a detailed list, as detailed as I could get, of the equipment to be accessed, and on that list are 3 police vehicles that will be brought out of the fleet, a cargo trailer that was previously used as a communications trailer, I think probably was last used during Ike and has fallen into disrepair and hadn't been fixed. And the final item would be a vehicle that the police department received as part of a seizure, and move that out. The intent is to sell these items and bring them back into the coffers for capital improvement.
I have a question about the trailer. Just a question. What kind of disrepair is it in? Is it beyond repair, or is it, how much work do you think it needs? 'Cause
Well,
my question is going to be, Chief, can we use that still for somewhere when it's storming and it's flooding here you know, like we did in Ike, we parked it at Home Depot, those guys could get out of the weather, have a hot meal, it had air conditioning, heating, generator. I mean, I'd be willing to donate the air conditioning and heating to it and do that myself for free of charge if it was something that you thought we could fix and use before we just get rid of it. Just a question.
What, yeah, it's taken water in between a couple of panels, and so there's some distortion on the inside. It's got plywood, but I think the big problem was that there is a small, I think it started life as a cargo trailer with a drop deck, and it was converted. So it's got a couple sleeping bunks, it's got a front room with communications, and then it has a small closet that has like a porta potty in it. And in talking with Public Works, prior mayor had torn that apart to fix it, and it never got fixed back. So then it got rained inside of it. It would be a perfect, and I'll just sell it here. It'd be a perfect deer lease trailer. You can seal that up, and you'd have everything you need. Or if someone had like a side by side or I don't know, little go-kart or racing thing, but it's a good trailer, but I think we've outgrown its use. And in talking with TK, he reached out to Home Depot, and in the event of a major catastrophe, I believe that they agreed to allow us to utilize their building for getting out of the weather, and it provides a service to them as well. Keeps their spot secure. If you want to elaborate. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Put the cart before the horse.
Thanks. I just didn't know how bad it was. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, the exterior's been kind of sun roached, so it's not very attractive and doesn't indicate well for our city in its current condition as well. You're welcome.
I make a motion to review and approve the excess equipment to be liquidated.
I second.